We had about 6 of our guys on defense graded winning performance, 7 on offense. I thought we came out of the gate pretty well. We felt as if we needed to be aggressive and not let their quarterback get rhythm. We felt like we needed offensively to make sure we changed field position and score any opportunity we got. And I thought we came out and got it rolling good. And when you do that at home, you have a chance to get some other guys in the game. And it's going to be crucial in this back half of the season that there's going to be someone, because it's going to be so physical from this point on, that someone's going to have to step up and play a whole game that maybe has never done that, or play a half a game that maybe he's never done that. And so the fact that we got a 25 to 30 good snaps for that second group, we thought was a big plus. We didn't have a special units player of the week, although we felt like our special units got better. Our kickoff coverage team, we thought, fundamentally got better, and result was good until we were penalized. And we had a couple penalties that killed us on the kickoff cover team. And then the same thing we thought was true on our kickoff return. We thought we did a good job, and we end up with a holding instead of starting on the 39. And one time we started on the 13. And so we've got to eliminate penalties from a special team standpoint. But we just didn't think there was anyone that had that kind of game, that everything was just right special teams-wise. So we did not have a special units player of the week. Defensively, it was Devon Torrance, who I think gets better and better. When Devon came here to Ohio State, he kind of came here with an offensive mentality and a little bit of, I'm going to be a baseball player too. And then when he made the transition to defense and saw just how much work it takes to understand the mentality to play that position out on the island, the work it takes to learn all the different things that we do, I think he's kind of a young senior, if that makes any sense. And I think he's getting better all the time. And he was our defensive player of the week. And offensively, it was Terrell Pryor. Someone asked me at lunch, did he grade a winning performance? Not quite. But he's getting there. He's getting closer. And but he did a heck of a job. Was 24 out of 30, and seemed to have a good command of what they were doing, and took a step forward in our opinion. The Jim Parker offensive lineman of the week was Mike Adams. Mike graded very well, and he was supposed to be here with all of you today, but he got a little case of the sniffles or whatever, and so when we break from here, we're going to stay right here, because it's going to be the Cameron Hayward show. It was supposed to be Mike Adams and Cameron, but Cam's on his own. So, but Mike was our Jim Parker offensive lineman of the week. The attack force player. Oh, it was Nate Williams. Yeah, Nate Williams was the attack force player of the week, and had a couple tackles for loss and sack, and quarterback hurries and that type of thing. And he's been a guy that missed a little bit of practice in the preseason when he got dinged a little bit, and but we think has really come along. And when you went into this season saying, okay, what are some key things that are going to happen? Someone's going to have to step up and take over the bulk of what Thaddeus did, and we think Nathan is coming along very, very well from that standpoint. And obviously, what are we going to do at the safety position, losing all that productivity of Kirk Coleman? And we think those guys have come along and done a good job. But the attack force player was Nathan Williams. As you turn the page and get ready to go on the road again, hopefully we learned some lessons when we went on the road as to the difficulty of the task and just how good you have to be in every phase of the game. We felt like we played a good team on the road in Illinois, and we're back on the road again playing another good team on the road in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's very physical on both sides. Their offense gets a lot of publicity for being physical, and they are, but their defense is a physical bunch. I think that defensive end, number 99, Watt, is one of the many. You've got, obviously the Cameron Haywards and the Claiborne and the kid at Purdue, and there's some real good ones. But in my mind, Watt matches up with a lot of those guys. He's knocked down like 6 balls or something already this year. 6'6" kid, plays on the edge. He's very difficult for a tight end to handle when he has to block them. And they're a physical defense as well as being a very physical offense. I think their offense starts with the toughness that their quarterback shows. Their quarterback stands in there and holds that ball until the last second when the receiver is ready to break and runs when he has to run. Kind of plays a little bit in the shadow of their rush game, which their rush game is, it deserves all the kudos that it gets. Their quarterback just kind of, whatever the team needs him to do, he does. And he's a veteran. He's got a veteran offensive line who are very, very physical. Their tight end position is always one of the deepest and best utilized tight end cores in the Big Ten. Their running backs, I think number 20 has added another dimension to, obviously John Clay is extraordinary, but you bring in that tempo change guy and all of a sudden he hits you with a different type look. And I think he's added a great deal. I think in the last 3 games he's rushed for 300 and some odd yards and is a good player. He's their kickoff return guy as well. And so they're all that everyone expects them to be. It's a very difficult task when you're up there. We just can't get a hold of as many tickets as we would like. I know our fans would go, but the Badger fans are going to gobble up the tickets and they'll be excited. And it's one of those things we talk to our recruits about quite a bit, is that if you come to Ohio State, you not only get to come and play in the Horseshoe a lot of times, but you get to go to places like Camp Randall and Big House and Beaver Stadium and Kinnick Stadium and on and on. That's one of the bonuses in our minds about being in the Big Ten. So I know our guys are looking forward to that, and the guys that have been there before know that it's a heck of a challenge and it's a lot of fun. Our guys that haven't been there yet better find out, because it's one of those places that it's a heck of a challenge, and we're looking forward to heading out of here. I think it's a 6 o'clock game their time. So I've been promised by all the local weather people that it'll be wonderful on Saturday night. Last I heard was 55 at kickoff, and the sun will be just going down, and it'll be a great Big Ten game.
How would you describe Camp Randall at night from your experience?
Oh, we've been there twice, I think, since I've been here at night. First time there, I would describe it as rainy and wet and but physical and tough and exciting and electric. Then the second time we were there was a little bit earlier in the season type game, I think, and it was electric and you just feel the energy in the place. And but on the field there was a lot of hitting going on, and that. So I guess regardless of the weather, it's a physical place.
Jim, I know you don't necessarily want to pay attention to the ranking, but the folks in Madison will certainly be ready. Fans, players, everybody will be eagerly anticipating the #1 team in the country arriving. How do you defend against that intangible that you can't coach against this week?
Well, they were going to be ready if we were 15th. I mean, I don't know that will change their readiness. What's most critical is our readiness and our preparation, and then how we handle the adversity and how we handle the situation there. There'll be times when you can't hear. There'll be times when you're not in the same comfort zone as you are back in your own meeting rooms at halftime or whatever. But I'm not sure that anything in terms of the rankings are going to change. I mean, Wisconsin's going to be ready. So I don't know that will change.
Fair to say that this is unlike any test that you've had so far? This
you know, they're a very good football team, and I think the reality of seasons is that, you know, how you say, man, now this one's a big one. And then next week you say, man, now this one's really a big one. And that's just the way it goes. But I would think that this is going to be as difficult a challenge as we could ever imagine. And it will certainly be a physical one. And but again, I think we have to really try to work hard at staying focused on, okay, what do we have to do to prepare? What are the things you have to do to be successful? And not, okay, but let's say it is the stiffest challenge we've ever had. Okay? We got to go do the things you have to do to be successful, and not spend any time on pondering, you know, the challenge.
Can I ask about Brandon Singh? It seemed after the game he talked about how his role has changed a little bit. He wasn't getting quite as many reps at practice at tailback. Is that maybe a response to not having Jake Stoneberger and needing to have another guy out there that can catch the ball, or just is this where he'll be going forward primarily as a
as an evolution occurs on any team, you always sit there talking about how do we get our best guys on the field, and that's how position changes happen in spring practice, for instance. Guys switch from one side of the ball to the other or whatever, and so that's an ongoing discussion. We want Brandon on the field as much as we can get him. I don't remember any discussion in relation to Jake Stoneberger, you know, because they do different things and so forth. But you know, we want to find ways to get B saying the ball and on the field, and we added another responsibility to him as well as a contained guy in our kickoff coverage, and he made a heck of a hit. And you know, he did that when he was young, and then he got the knee thing as a freshman, then he got the hamstring as a sophomore, and so he kind of drifted away from that. But you know, we added that. We want to get our best guys on every team, and doesn't matter who it is, to see if we can become the best team we can be.
Is Stoneberger back?
You know, he was back doing individual drills on Sunday night. I'm told that he's probable, but that was said cautiously with, let's see how he does banging into people a little bit today. So I think we'll have a better idea after today.
Do you expect anything lingering with JB at all?
You know, I think his foot will be bothering him all season like it did all. He's got bad feet. I mean, and I don't mean movement-wise. I mean, his feet bothered him all of last year, and I don't know if it's the makeup of them, or you know, when you're down there in the trenches, your feet get tromped on all the time. But so yeah, I think he'll be fighting that battle all year, and I'm sure he could have gone back in last week, but we thought it was a good opportunity for Andrew Norwell to get 30-plus snaps, and we think very highly of Andrew, but you need experience to be ready. So hopefully, while it may linger, it won't change JB's effectiveness.
Do you think two-way threat of Terrell this week, and is he ready to provide that? And
Well,
also looking back on the game where he led the Lakers drive and everything.
sure. Well, we feel going into every game that we need the two-way threat, because sometimes the best decision that a quarterback makes is to tuck it and take off. And it just so happens when he tucks it and takes off, it could be 60. So that's huge to us, having that ability. Do we have to design, you know, a whole bunch more runs?
Is he ready if it's there? He's ready.
Yeah, he's ready. Yeah.
What do you remember about that game?